The question about keeping dogs in Islam. There are many matters where people have different opinions and understandings. And that one such question is about keeping dogs as pets in Islam. Below are the primary hadiths, prophetic traditions regarding keeping dogs, along with their references and brief explanations from Sahih, al-Bukhari, and Sahih Muslim. 1. Deduction of reward for keeping a dog without valid reason. Sahih al-Bukhari, Hadith 2145. Translation: The Prophet said, "Whoever keeps a dog, except a dog for farming or herding livestock, 1 qirāt, portion, of his good deeds will be deducted every day." Explanation: This hadith warns that keeping a dog without a legitimate purpose, such as guarding crops or livestock, causes a daily loss of spiritual reward. 2. Increased deduction in another version. Sahih Muslim, Hadith 2978. The Prophet said, "Whoever keeps a dog, except a dog for herding livestock or hunting, 2 qirāts, portions, will be deducted from his reward every day." Explanation: This version mentions 2 qirāts instead of 1, showing the seriousness of keeping dogs without necessity. 3. Angels not entering houses with dogs. Sahih al-Bukhari, Hadith 3225. The Prophet said, "The angels do not enter a house in which there is a dog or a picture." Explanation: This refers to the angels of mercy, who avoid homes where there are dogs or images of living beings. Exceptions exist for cases of necessity. Key understanding: permissible reasons. Islam allows keeping dogs for valid purposes such as protection, herding livestock, guarding crops, or hunting. Discouraged practice: keeping dogs purely as pets or inside the home without a valid reason is discouraged and spiritually harmful. Spiritual impact: The hadiths warn of loss of reward and the absence of angels' presence, emphasizing the seriousness of the matter. What the Quran says. The Quran does not explicitly forbid keeping dogs. There is no verse that declares dogs haram, forbidden, or sinful to keep. In fact, dogs are mentioned in positive or neutral contexts. 1. Surah Al-Kahf chapter 18 verse 18 and verse 22. The dog of the people of the cave, Ashab al-Kahf, is described as loyally guarding them, and their dog stretched his forelegs across the threshold. Chapter 18 verse 18. This indicates that dogs can serve a beneficial and loyal role. 2. Surah Al-Ma'idah chapter 5 verse 4. Dogs trained for hunting are permitted. What the hunting animals catch for you, trained as you have trained them. Chapter 5 verse 4. This shows that keeping dogs for specific, lawful purposes is allowed. Quran and Sunnah. While the Quran does not prohibit keeping dogs, the hadiths of the Prophet provide detailed guidance on the matter. From the Sunnah we learn, angels of mercy do not enter homes with dogs. There is a reduction in spiritual reward for keeping dogs without necessity. Thus, keeping dogs for valid reasons is allowed, but keeping them as pets inside the home without purpose is discouraged. Is hadith a part of the Quran? Many people ask, since hadith is not part of the Quran, should we still follow it? The answer is yes, because while the Quran is the direct word of Allah, the hadith represents the teachings, sayings, and actions of Prophet Muhammad, who was sent to explain and exemplify the Quran. Why we follow hadith? 1. The Quran commands us to follow the Prophet, and whatever the messenger has given you, take, and what he has forbidden you, refrain from. Surah Al-Hashr chapter 59 verse 7. This verse clearly commands obedience to the Prophet as part of obedience to Allah. 2. Hadith explains the Quran. The Quran gives general commands, while the hadith explains how to fulfill them. The Quran commands prayer. Hadith teaches how and when to pray. The Quran commands zakat. Hadith details the amounts and rules. 3. The Prophet is the best example. Indeed, in the Messenger of Allah, you have an excellent example for whoever hopes in Allah and the last day, and remembers Allah often. Surah Al-Ahzab chapter 33, verse 21. To follow his example, we must know his teachings, found in authentic hadith. 4. Hadith is authenticated. Islamic scholars have preserved hadith, with rigorous verification of narrators and chains of transmission. Authentic, Sahih, hadith are reliable sources for law, guidance, and daily practice. Conclusion: the Quran and Sunnah, hadith, are the two main sources of Islamic guidance. Keeping dogs is permitted for necessity, protection, hunting, or hurting. Keeping dogs purely as pets inside the home is discouraged and leads to spiritual loss. Hadith complements and clarifies the Quran, helping Muslims follow Islam as the Prophet taught.